56千克。
下一位。
68千克。
下一位。
76克。
这就是 AR。
屏小大片也无感。Rokid Max 215寸沉浸剧目，每一帧都是3D 视效体验。
我的爱豆马上就要出现啦！
尊敬的各位来宾，欢迎莅临 Rokid Jungle 2023新品发布会。发布会将于5分钟后开始，请您尽快就座，并将手机调为静音状态，谢谢。
连房都塌了，
投屏模糊，画质差。Rokid Max 高清无损画质，亮的出彩 ，C 位出道。一人观影，全家别睡。Rokid Max 4响级环绕声，不打扰的惊艳音效。
明明很靠近，却又很遥远。这份感觉一直藏在心里，不会忘记。如果能再见，
这里有人吗？
那就不再错过这一次的心动，和每一次心动。Rokid 的大会员，超多福利，超级心动。
56千克，
下一位，
68千克，
下一位，
有请 Rokid 的创始人兼 CEO 祝明明先生。
Now let's welcome Mr. 祝明明, CEO and founder of Rokid.
Rokid Jungle.
Thank you so much to come to Rokid Jungle. A lot of friends even come back from abroad, very far away. I'm very honored and very happy. And I also have my friends from my hometown, our partners, and of course, I also have my dear developers, users, and our leaders. Thank you so much for coming here despite your busy schedule. In fact, we have experienced a lot in the past 3 years. I think everybody will never forget the past 3 years. In addition to many social problems, we also are faced with a lot of personal problems and the survival under crisis. We are also faced with many problems that we think that we can never go around it. But as an entrepreneur, as one who has always been working hard to make my efforts, and when everything is constantly changing, when everything is uncertain, when many things are different from what we imagined, it is often the time that we could have new life. That is, as entrepreneurs, we should also see more opportunities rather than difficulties. In order to prove that, I would like to review to you what Rokid has been doing in the past 3 years. When people are troubled by the future, what is Rokid doing? In 2021, Rokid has launched the first consumer AR entertainment glasses, Rokid Air. So Rokid not only opened a new era for Rokid, but also opened a new era for AR glasses to enter consumers' market. So soon after that, the whole industry is following us. You know that with Rokid Air being launched, so a lot of different companies have launched their own air products like Blah Air, Air Blah, etc. So we are very happy to see Rokid being recognized by everybody, and we are willing to share our attempts with our practitioners in every industry. In 2022, we have got a Rokid Station. So based on the previous Rokid Air, we have this Rokid Station. It not only has created a new product category, it has also created a new ecological position. So you know that it's not just about Rokid Air or some other different things. They're all connected with this old ecology, connected to the mobile phones, to our pads and computers, etc. So what Rokid Station's attempt is to tell everybody that with our effort that it should have its own position, even if it's very small, even if it's very fragile, but it's worthwhile for us to make it bigger. In 2023, Rokid has launched our Rokid Max. For Rokid Max, which have been very well received by the entire industry once it is being released, and also brought this AR glasses to a brand new level, setting a benchmark for the industry. This is what I want to tell you. In the past 3 years, when we think everybody has been stopped, everything has been stopped with chaotic and messy things around us, we are still followed our own thinking, practice our own reflections according to our mission and vision to push the whole industry forward. In the past 3 years, Rokid not only has promoted the development of our R&D products, and we also have done a lot of work. For example, we have also promoted our whole ecology, our R&D, etc. So later, my colleagues would also introduce the upstream supply chain, downstream cooperative manufacturers and partners, developers around us, so to make this market more influential and educate every user. AR can have different choices. So what have we achieved in the past 3 years? I want to share with you some data. When we have the Rokid Max Plus station, we have this Rokid Air entertainment kit in H1 2022 Rokid business and performance. Everybody know that if you see the real data, no matter it's online or reliable data around you, the whole consumer electronics category is declining. Some say 10%, 20%, 30%, but overall it's definitely declining. I want to publish a data for you that is Rokid this year, H1, compared with last year. We have increased by 150%. It is increased by 150%. It's not like 1.5 times. So I would like to make it clear to you that this market is not like doing nothing and waiting and idling, but everybody's still waiting for the good products. So therefore, as entrepreneurs, especially of our size, we should not complain and whine about everything. We should seize all the opportunities. I think, except for that, what Rokid is more concerned about is about the user experiences and how they are using our own products. I'll share with you another data. I know that there are many places that we will publish all kinds of data, and I would like to let you know that every number in our company is a real number, so it could objectively express what the industry is about. I think the first number may be surprising. Up until now, Rokid AR glass users have already exceeded 1 million. This is millions of people, are not millions of people's usage. That is, we have already over 1 million different people have experienced or used the service of Rokid glasses. Every day, we have more than 30,000 people using Rokid AR glasses. So when we are making a press conference, our latest data is we have already more than 10,000 people. Before I came to the stage, they have already over 10,000 people using the Rokid AR glasses. I think this is the first-hand information that everybody is getting. We also have some other interesting data that I would like to share with you, which also confirms some of our past explorations. I also would like to share this with you, with this media, with our industry, with our partners, or even our competitors. When Rokid launched our station, previously, basically 100% of users are connecting it to mobile phones or computers. After Rokid Station, more than 90% of people use Rokid Station instead of connecting to this traditional ecology. I think this is a very interesting figure, with more than 90% of the Rokid users. And the Rokid users' activity has exceeded 40%. I hope you could understand, if you are an XR industry player, I hope that you could know what does it mean by 40% of the daily activity. I think it has already reached the peak speed of the whole industry. There is another interesting number, which is very happy, I think, our partners, especially ecological partners, who are also very happy to see the number. Our payment rate of our applications and content exceeds 20%. That is to say that more than 20% of the registered user of Rokid have already purchased the annual fee of Rokid, or through Rokid they have purchased a single content like a single game, single movie, or some other contents, over 20%. I think it has far exceeded the number for the payment rate of other hardware terminals. Except for that, we also have another company for this product. What we care the most about is about the product of the time usage. So I have to say that the users will spend over 1 hour a day on the product. What does it mean by that? Previously, I was communicating with a few friends, with friends of Tencent. He said the daily mobile phone usage has already exceeded 10 hours. I was a little bit curious at the time. I took out my phone and looked at my screen usage time. My average time is about 7.5 hours. And if you have iPhone, or I don't know if other phones also have this kind of functionality, you could check your user time. And my peak time is about 8 hours, on average about 7 times. My bottom time, the lowest time is about 5 hours. I think it's similar for everybody here, maybe 10 hours as the high end and 5 to 6 hours as the low end. So 1 hour, it means we have already liberated more than 1 hour time from the phone usage. It's more than 50% of the overall time. You know that this industry is still very early stage. Our products still need a lot of improvement. We still have so many problems to solve in this product, which is not perfect. We have the problem of this hardware experience wearing comfort, ecological richness, and the convening of the fragmented users, etc. So there are so many fragmented problems waiting for us to be solved. So anyway, we will start from this step by step. More than 1 million people using that, from the activity of 30,000 people every day, from 40% of users using more than 1 hour. And then we would bring new experiences and new lives to thousands of families, which is something that we will continue to do. AR is definitely like a industry that could speed at a high speed in the next 5 to 10 years. Even if in today's uncertain economy, I still believe we would maintain at least 100% of growth. Let me share with you another interesting number. Except for this traditional environment, we all know that when we are resting or staying at home, we would use that. We also hope that to incorporate that with our automobile cars and then to integrate it in the coach area. Everybody knows that we released the cooperation with Li Auto. And what is the good effect? You know, basically for all the smart vehicles or new energy vehicles are all cooperating with us or on the way to cooperate with us. I'll share with you another interesting figure. Rokid has about 70% of this new energy vehicles have already chosen to cooperate with us. I would really like to say thank you. A lot of partners are here. Thank you so much. Over 70% of this new energy vehicles have chosen us as their partner. So we have deeply rooted in China for about 3 years, Rokid. You know, we started it in 2021. However, due to special reasons, our international market has not been given a lot of attention to. Although we have done many attempts, it is actually very difficult because of many objective problems. But I don't want to emphasize some objective difficulties such as pandemic, etc. I don't want to talk about that too much. I think the most important problem is not that, but we are a Chinese enterprise. If we want to sell it in overseas market, what are the basic problems? In addition to the basic recognition of the brand and the channel, we still come to our core question. What are the users using it for? So we are thinking that when we are going to go to the international market, what should Rokid be equipped with? Of course, there is the most fundamental stuff is, of course, no matter how much we try, no matter how we find the excuses, we still have to face the problem seriously, that are ecology and contents. As we all know, in China, almost all the ecological contents are cooperating with us on Rokid Station, and more than 50% of the ecological partners are customizing their contents for us, including Bilibili, TikTok, Ding, many partners like Niu and Suileyou, etc. These are all like customizing their contents in order to explore with us, with Rokid. So since we have already made initial achievements in this way in China, it has proven that only contents and ecology are the root of improving the market. Overseas, we also hope to have the same influence. So I'm very honored. And this is also that I'm very excited with. First, I would like to say that the birth of Rokid has something to do with one company, that is Google. In 2013, when I was still in Alibaba for the whole MLab, I was invited to attend a conference for Google. It was a very mysterious one. I don't know if you still remember that. When I was sitting there, I finally knew that it was a group of people parachuting to the scene. Okay? So when they parachuted, they wear their new products, the Google Glass. At the time, I was sitting under the stage, and then I tried it myself for the first time. At that time, I felt only one thing. Wow, this was the revolutionary future. This is what I want to do. The second feeling is we could do it better. So back in 2013, I actually still kept the moment on my WeChat. I, at that time, sent one message saying that I want to have someone to do that with me. So it has been already 10 years since 2013, and it has been 5 years since we first released the first generation of products. So I sent another message on the moment saying that a group of lunatics dream and 10 years. But why do I need to mention that about Google? Because I'm very honored to say that this year Google and Rokid jointly launched the first ever Google certified version AR Android TV device in the world. I believe this is a small step for Google and Rokid, but it will be like a big step for the whole industry. I'm also 100% believe that many players in the industry will also follow suit in the future. Why not? We're still willing to share this with you. Everybody knows the slogan of Rokid is that we will hope to be the leader of this AR era. If you want to be a leader, you have to say that you have to share everything with the rest of the industry. You have to accept that a lot of people are also choosing the same with you. You have to have this kind of a mission and a vision to influence others, to educate others, to share a lot of knowledge with others, and then to jointly grow to make this whole industry bigger. And after this entertainment suite being launched, especially the global version being released, we also have redefined the standard of this entertainment set of this AR combo. Is actually super large world, and then this entrance brightness has also entered a new level. I also would like to thank Sony as my partner. They are also sitting under here. And then of course in different other aspects that we are trying, for example like privacy design, like acoustic and visual effect, etc. Of course, when we have this Android TV, remember it's actually the whole ecosystem could 100% being like a run on our global version. So we have the first ever like a completely support Google Play, this AR entertainment packet is being sold overseas, and it also has so many different things like a TED, Hulu, HBO, Amazon Prime Video, Disney, Apple TV, etc. And of course with our TikTok, with so many things that could be run here. So this product has already been pre-sold overseas, and soon we will officially do the bulk production. So people all over the world could feel a technology company from Yuhang, Hangzhou, China, to feel the innovation brought by us. And AR, when we bring it to the consumer's era, we certainly have several core scenarios, including the mobile game hall. Personally, I'm a heavy player. I rarely open my Xbox and PS. I basically using the station plus our Macs to play these cloud games. And I also have done it together with this OS level, and then this development process. We have done a lot of optimization to lower the latency within like 9 milliseconds. We have done some blind tests. If we don't tell you that this is a cloud computer, most of people don't understand and don't feel that this is a computer on the cloud. So of course, like let alone this private cinema, Rokid has released like IU, Tengmang, TikTok, Bilibili in China, anything you can think of, like in Niu, and basically everything you can think of. All the contents have already been transplanted in Rokid, almost 100%. If we leave anything out, please let me know, but I cannot think of anything. It's all here. It's very hard for you to imagine that a startup company can mobilize so many people to develop around this new ecology. So I really like this private cinema. I really like that. If you have tried it, what I often do is when I am going to Beijing for a business trip, and I first download like 2 movies and catch up with this some other movies for 5 to 6 hours to download and then to watch that. And then it's also like my business hours. Because of my personal eyesight problem, I can't see this very clearly if it's not too clear. So if it's not too close to me. So I just do basically everything on Rokid Station. By the way, we also have Tencent Reading. After using Tencent Reading, I don't read any other ebooks anymore after using this Tencent Reading. And then for the launch of our products, no matter it's domestically or overseas, we have got a lot of different compliments. So a lot of partners have already become our biggest sales overseas. And I want to share with you a data for Rokid, for the purchase, for our direct purchase, like a direct search for the category without consulting this customer services, we already have exceeded over 40% of those. So we have to say that our recommendation rate is close to 50%. This is also what we are very proud of. I believe you all have basically recommended to our friends, and I would like to say thank you. So in this entertainment package, we have already built a private max cinema that everybody deserves, no matter you play games, do office work, watching movies and TV. And I've already said that basically we have caught everything in this video ecology. I have to tell you that for this game ecology, for all the popular AAA masterpieces like The Duty of Hogwarts, and then The Heart of the Atom, etc., a lot of different games. I cannot think of all of them. I also have some other new games recently, and I'm going to update them on Rokid Station, and I really like that. I have about 4 hours a week to play games, which is very luxurious. I would like to share with you. So therefore, in this aspect, it's not just about in China, and we have won global recognition, and we have successfully promoted to the market and making the consumers accept our products. So if we have talked about the globalization and cooperation with Google, I'm very honored
我的一个好朋友，
to
也是
invite
Rokid 的好伙伴，谷歌
my good friend,
大屏业
who
务
is
亚
also
太
a
区的负责
good
人
partner
店。
of
来
Rokid. We
欢迎店。
have this Jack to comes to the stage. He's the one responsible of Google's big screen business in APAC.
Misa 跑哪里去了？哦，首先感谢 Misa 的介
First of
绍
all,，
同时也感谢 Misa 给我这个机会。
Where did he go? First, I would like to thank Misa for the introduction, and I would like to thank him for giving me this opportunity to stand here to share with you some things about our cooperation. I am Dan, coming from Google. I'm in charge of Android TV, the so-called Android big screen. This is APAC Business and Strategic Cooperation. And a small, episode is actually, you may find that I take a small card. When I usually talk about things, I really would like to read the scripts, because I think this wouldn't limit my script. It would restrict me. So I don't really like to read the scripts. And then, but Misa says this is the most important press conference since he started his own business. I think I could not screw it up. So I prepare some small name cards. I do a little improvement of that to make them like my script for the next 10 minutes. So later, I will ask Misa to reimburse me for the money I pay for that. this is the format. And then when Misa told me, saying that, Dan, can you come here and talk about our cooperation? I thought it for a long time. Of course, I have to talk about that. However, what to talk? I guess Rokid, including the Max and Station. And first of all, it's very successful. In addition, its press release and the launch is very successful. Many things have been seen by everyone. I don't want to talk about what everybody has already seen. So I would like to talk about something, even some details that nobody sees, because I always believe that all the greatness definitely comes from this negligible details that you don't even pay attention to. I hope that through my sharing, I can let everybody see a fuller Rokid, and then I also hope that after I share this, everybody can draw your own conclusion. That is, right Rokid. I will share with you from 3 different perspectives. The first is career, the second is product, and the last one is people. Let me first talk about the career, because before I talk about this, I would like to know that who are here working hard every day for your own interests. Can you raise your hand? I cannot see it clearly, but I believe that there should be very few people raising their hands. Why? Because usually interests are separated from your career, which means the things you like and the things you have to do are separated. So from the other hand, if there is a chance for you to put your interest to be combined with your career, that's very happy. So this is what is written on the screen. So if you really can do that, this is very happy. Personally, just like what Misa has shared, why he did AR, I have similar experiences with him. Personally, I'm a serious fan of those head screen products. About my entire journey, also originated from this AR glasses released by Google back in 2012 or 2020 or 2013. At that time, I really felt it was so cool, so I fell in love with it. I also have done a lot of things about that, including Google. There was a very big VR team called the Daydream team, and I have done a lot of cooperations with them. One thing is, at that time, I was based in Tokyo, Japan, and what I did is I had transformed a room into a VR AR experience space. You know that there are a lot of people in this industry. We know that the most important thing about this head screen experience is about experience itself. If I tell you like a 300-page PPT, I would rather invite you to experience it for 5 minutes. This is my original intention. I'm very sure that this is our company's first ever VR experience space in APAC. And I didn't confirm. I personally also feel that this is the first ever globally the VR experience space. It was 2016. The little girl on the screen was my little daughter. She was the first customer after this was created. I was a little bit excited. Why? Because I think I took her to the house and letting her experience that. I suddenly feel that the way she looks at me is different. Ordinarily speaking, she feels that, oh, you are so busy, but she doesn't know what is Baba doing. However, after she tries that, she feels, wow, this is so cool. She feels that, wow, Daddy has become very, very cool and very, very handsome, very, very good. So this makes me a very happy dad indeed, and a very great dad indeed. So now let's fast forward a little bit. This is this year. You can see that my daughter has grown up, and she is a heavy user of Rokid products. She's a serious fan. She's using this Rokid glasses every day, the Max glasses. But when I look at these 2 pictures, I actually still have a lot of different feelings. Why? Because if you are a friend who has been working here in the industry, you will know that the industry is not always smooth. Generally speaking, the first VR craze was about 2015, and then it reached its peak in 2016 to 2017, and then experienced its peak, and then reached the lower bottom, and then changed another name called Metaverse, etc., blah, blah, blah. So you can see the whole process was not very smooth. I have seen a lot of colleagues in my company and friends in the industry. So some even worked very hard and forced to work in another industry. However, there are indeed many companies with such aspirations and ideals, especially companies with capabilities. No matter how hard it is, they have always adhered to the industry and greatly promoted the development. For example, if you look at those two headwear screens, what I feel is actually for Rokid, for this overall products made by Rokid, is a great achievement of the whole industry. Now let me say that how do I started the cooperation with him. And then another one is like Dan. So he has another partner who is doing AR glasses who are very famous in China. So he also hoped to expand his success to the whole world, and they hope to cooperate with us to see whether they could use our like a global ecology of Android TV and also share some contents. At that time, after hearing that, I felt a little bit excited deep down in my heart, and I felt very happy that I haven't felt for a long time, because when VR gradually came to a dull, flat period, and I didn't continue doing that, but now I come to my current team. For a long period of time, my interest has been separated from my career for a long period of time. I really have to thank Misa and Mr. Luo for giving me another chance to reconnect my interest and my career. So what is the result of this cooperation? I would like to say that they have successfully developed and passed our certification and then successfully put a product to the world market. I really believe that when he does this, as Misa just said, it will definitely lead a whole trend. And then speaking of the products, in fact, everyone who has used this Rokid products, they only would think this is a very good product. So next, I want to talk about my own understanding about the product. Does anyone know who is the gentleman on the screen and what is he doing? Okay, if I add this, maybe someone has an answer. Okay. Yes, he's a very famous Japanese designer. His name is Yuan Yanzai. He has done a lot of different stuff. His name in Japanese is called Kenya Hara. And the most successful design is he helped to redesign the logo for Xiaomi. He is a person that I really like and respect, because I have studied, lived, and worked in Japan for a long time. In fact, I'm not a designer. And he has given me the most inspiration about, because he has many, like a very good definition of the product, and that is actually coming from a philosophical point of view. He has said one saying before. He said that the more technology evolves, the closer it is to the form of life. What does he mean? That is to say that your science and technology, you will eventually still serve people, right? So therefore, the process and direction of your evolution must be constantly meeting people's needs. If you are doing the opposite, and you definitely have done something wrong. In fact, my understanding of the science and technology here is a broad definition, which also includes things like products. So we also have like AR, DR, or MR for this kind of like HMD. They are all like wearable devices. So for wearable devices, what is the direction for that? I think we could have a lot of very simple, very easy to understand 2 words that is comfort and nice to look at. So if anything that cannot do these two, I believe this product would definitely not be very successful if they don't do that correctly. So I put two pictures here. I have a question for you. So the picture on the left, the picture on the right, which one is nicer to look at? Okay. I think if we don't talk about the models, the one who are wearing them from product's perspective, I think the one on here is actually cooler and nicer to look at, more handsome. So these two pictures are all myself. So one of them is that I wear the latest Rokid glasses Max, and the other one is when I ride bikes, I often wear the glasses when I cycle on the road. So when you first look at the picture for the first time, I'm sure that if you look at this, it's hard for you to tell which one I'm wearing is the AR glasses, which one is my ordinary sporty pair of glasses. This well illustrates what a wearable product should do. It's not only about being comfortable to wear, but also when you look from the outside, it should also be okay to look at. So I think for Rokid, product has already done the best. Okay, here I have put a number here. The number is a real number. What is that? It is I have continuously used the Rokid glasses the time, non-stop. In June, I went to my company's headquarters in California to attend the activity. I flew from Singapore to San Francisco. It's a direct flight for 10 hours. I hardly slept. I used my mobile phone at that time, and then I downloaded all the House of Cards episodes from Netflix. I reviewed it all again. I didn't deliberately calculate the time, but I was very sure that I used it definitely for more than 10 hours. More importantly, after using that, I didn't feel any discomfort or tired. I didn't feel anything weird. As a user, from my past experience, as a user or as a tester, I have experienced all the HMD products. I can tell you for sure, no product could do it like this. If there is a team that can do this, the team definitely be very good, very, very good. Lastly, I would like to talk about it from a human's point of view, to talk about my view about Misa and Rokid as a company. Hangzhou is actually a wonderful place with great talents and beautiful natural scenery. When you come here, you will find that boys here are handsome and girls are very beautiful. Besides, Hangzhou is also a famous place for a lot of talents and celebrities. One of them is called Jack Ma. I know everybody know who he is, right? He used to had an opinion about the interaction and the cooperation between people. I cannot remember his exact words, but he says, generally speaking, if you make friends or you cooperate with others, in the end, you actually rely on the natural instincts of animals. His famous case is that when he introduced the Japanese SoftBank investment, he said it took only a few minutes to finalize the investment of 25 million, right? So in fact, he and Masayoshi Son rely on the nature between animals, and then somehow I think they just trusted each other, and knowing that they are the best people to cooperate with. In fact, it is fun for me to meet Misa for the first time. For the first 10 minutes when I entered his office, I didn't talk about products or cooperation. We only talked about beard. And then we took a very long time to compare whose beard is longer. And then we also talked about the time of dealing with the beard is actually very time consuming. How can we do that? And then because of the 10 minutes, I just like this person out of no reason. I just like him. I define this as the natural instinct of animals. And then, in the afterwards cooperation with him, I know a lot about his background and the things he did. In fact, everybody will feel that you also feel the same way like me. Misa is a person with great charisma and great talent. I once thought about putting on this slide, what is Misa like, about 3 to 4 words. I think this is very hard to conclude after 2 weeks of reflection. I am actually from the product management background and studied science and engineering myself, and then I decided to use a formula. That is, n+1 is Misa. You could know what is this n. You could also know what is 1 by yourself with your own definition. So what is the n? I will describe it with Steve Jobs. 1, I will use writing code as the substitute for 1. I think Misa is Steve Jobs plus 1. And he could do anything that Steve Jobs can do to the same level. And he even can write better codes than Steve Jobs. Why do I say this? Because as a startup, as an entrepreneur founder, so the height of his founder determines the height of the company. If Misa is Steve Jobs plus 1, I am totally convinced that in the future, Rokid will definitely be Apple plus 1. How to understand Apple plus 1? There are a lot of different ways. You can understand it's actually Apple products plus 1. You can also understand it's Apple's influence plus 1. And I also hope that you could write down with your own pen and pencil. It's actually like the share price of Apple plus 1. I guess everybody here would definitely check this balance of your bank account to see if there's something you can do. And I finally would like to end my part with a short story. The story is like this. It is said that a butterfly on the Amazon River in Brazil, it flapped its wings, and a few days later, a hurricane was set off in a state of America. A few days later, our operation with Misa today includes the Rokid station that we worked together. This product is a very successful and cool product, but this product, compared with what Misa and his team has planned to do and what they hope to achieve in the future, in fact, if we compare with that, in fact, what we do today is just like a little butterfly moving its wings. I firmly believe that in the next few years, the wing flapping will definitely lead another hurricane in the industry. And then the center of the hurricane will definitely be Misa and his team. So how big will the hurricane be? So for the next session, Misa and his team will tell you about that. And then after listening to that, you could come back and tell me how big the hurricane is. Thank you all. And now I will invite Misa, the center of today's session, back to the center of the stage.
Well,
I really
谢
mean
谢
that
Dan
true love.
其实Rokid 的工作的就我们内部的一个风格特别简单。
Okay, thank you, Dan. In fact, our internal style of Rokid's work is very simple. We won't talk about it until one thing is very complete. So when we take it out, it means we are fully prepared in all aspects. Please remember, this is the habit of Rokid. If at any time Rokid is announcing some opinion or some products to the outside, it means that we have finished it internally. It is different from many other companies. So now let's review the Rokid Max and Rokid AR entertainment package, we not only have defined the product for ourselves, we also have defined it for the whole industry. I think more people will follow Rokid to do that. I also welcome all of you to do that. This market is huge. We don't need to protect that. And many of our ideas will continue to be shared with all of you. So the next thing I want to talk about that, I'm very excited. I've waited for 10 years for today. Everyone knows that in the past 10 years, especially in the past 5 years, the IT industry was actually quite boring, with no products, with no new products, and with no changes, with no new ideas. We have been thinking about the idea is that everybody here are just lying down and doing nothing. Actually, it's not. Every one of us is working very hard. The elites from all walks of life, especially elites in science and technology, are running forward. It's impossible to be completely silent. What are they doing? What happened in the past 10 years? What is the future impact? What is the undercurrent under the seemingly calm lake? In the past, with this overall development of information, we have already seen a huge amount of researchers, scientists, engineers, product designers, critics, and developers, including some like science fiction thinkers who are all doing these directions. Perceiving. We perceive the world with the semiconductors, latest technology, and hardware technologies, the depth through the camera, the sound through the microphone, and all serious stuff, different like gyroscopes and magnetometers, etc. And for the senses, like our taste, like our smell, etc. I believe thousands or even millions of engineers are doing that. And we also have a huge amount of engineers who comprehensively understand the perceived information. And we have a lot of geniuses are doing that. And I know that you hear about like a big model like the AI, AGI, etc. A huge amount of scientists and engineers are doing that. Third, we also have a large amount of developers, product designers, visionaries, and including our users are thinking how to present information and show them and interact with them in a new way of the information era. We have a huge amount of people to do interactions, and a large group of people like a Shenwang, etc. Almost all the internet companies are doing one thing, is how to synergize with each other. No matter it's from conference call or with WeChat, like instant message, or with other different things like a free spirit, etc. So we are all doing synergies, including Dingding. So Dingding's President Buqiong is also here. We are doing a lot of synergy and collaboration. Of course, we also have a huge amount of people are engaged in digital content creation, including our developers, like designers, some traditional media practitioners, such as film directors, animation designers, and artists are all participating in this creation. So in the past 10 years, huge amount of people are doing things, including making the underlying operating system and the underlying image. We have here like a Unity CEO of China are also here. Let's welcome him. And his future competitor, the engine of China CEO of Li Jie, Xiaomao is also here. Where are you? Okay. He's also here, and a huge amount of people are all doing this very fundamental job. The 10 years will all come together in a point. Rokid is very lucky to tell you, we are standing at the focus of all the different forces. Just today, right now, right today, we are going to share with you. This is our Rokid AR studio. We have already mentioned like a Rokid AR. We call it like a AR entertainment package. This is AR Station plus Rokid Max. So what is
AR 空间计算套装是什么样的呢？让我们来看
this
大屏幕。
space computing package? What is it like? Let's look at the big screen.
我向你们保证，首先我要解释一下 ，AR 的产品很难在现场跟大家进行。
I would like to assure you, I have to explain to you that for AR products, it's very hard to do demo because it's hard for me to show the things that I see. We have tried a lot of different methods, but it's not very good. So at that time, we are also thinking that how Apple is doing the demonstration and then Apple is just doing the same like the video. I can assure you that some people have already tried it. So all the abilities and functionalities mentioned in the video, you can experience them all today. So this is not a story. In order to be comfortable and nice to look at, Rokid has done one thing. We have integrated all the sensors but off my glass. You know, another technological route is actually putting a huge amount of sensors in the Apple glasses. It is big enough and it is very heavy. But because we make it into the shape of real glasses, so one thing is we take it off from the glasses. We think like it's software defines everything. This is our simple point of view. If we talk about it in a more detailed manner, it's actually AI define everything. This is for you to understand why Rokid, until 2018, we were a AI company. Currently, we changed to a AR company? No, we have never changed. This is actually how we accumulate the past 10 years of achievements. Do you know that until now, many practitioners really don't believe that single camera can do that? Even a lot of like OG have published articles saying that actually they cannot do like that. I think this could be regarded as a kind of recognition. Based on single camera, we could do like 76 gram of weight. Do you know how big is the Vision Pro from Apple? It's 500 grams. This is number one. The second thing is that I hope that you could understand that during the usage of AR, if you have experienced other AR products, you will find that it is very difficult to balance. That is to say that when I don't have enough refresh rate, I could have this flickering of my screen. And then when I get rid of that, and then it will be like a flickering of the screen. So what Rokid has done is we have increased this 3D model to 90 Hz. It's no flickering and there's no fading out. This is like 100% like a real product. This is Rokid engineers have used several different years to do that. I would like to thank our Qualcomm team and our Google team, our hardware engineers, and our Rhodium team has done it together with us. 90 Hz, it means what? So Apple's Vision Pro, so this refresh rate of 90 Hz in 3D. This is what Apple has done. So you can experience that when you see a floating screen, it is just like a real screen in front of you. There's no flashing, there's no fading out. This is what Rokid has done. The second thing is we could see like this knuckle precision. I would like to say that it's just one camera completely using AI. So this accuracy is as high as centimeter level, which is also the basic ability that we have done with the basic abilities. And then when we define this space calculation, what is that? It is like a very well known to everybody, which is basically the spatial vision, including this hearing of our 6 Doffers. We also have this the sound field. When a virtual object makes a sound, it should also come from this direction of the sound. This is what we want to do. In addition, based on this Qualcomm's powerful latest X chip, so we could have multiple screens in the screen. So we could support 5 different applications at the same time. That is, say that you can watch Bilibili, you can use browser, you can have a real cloud computer to run Windows Linux and like me. And then for other different operation systems, you could also have like a Ding Ding or WeChat. And we also can see that this is just like a very interesting thing. So the next thing is what Rokid is defining by themselves. And then we have our search engine. If we have different like configurations, I need to just choose this one by one. So the highly relevant one is page 1, page 2, and page 3, according to the relevance level. So for mobile phone, it's actually with smaller space, no matter its recommendation or 3, or search is actually like you scroll down. So first space opens up this extensibility, which can put more contents. More importantly, it has even a vertical extensibility, which can put multiple levels. So I hope that you could understand that they could lead a next 10 years of the way of display. That is, it's not just like rolling out the most relevant information for the first page, and then this less relevant one is actually for the second layer. So the least relevant ones would be moved to the later level. So it's not just the extension of the space, it's also everybody could experience that, because now we could also see that for this Bing, they could just directly do this support to that, and Huawei's, it could directly be connected to our overall search. And then we are also like connecting with this Bilibili's video search and the Taobao's commodity search. So for the space search model, Rokid has created a template. It's more importantly to tell people that the way of presenting and displaying information in the future with AR, you could experience all the experiences that the previous equipment cannot offer you with. So I think this is very worthwhile for you to try. You could just simply open that and then directly say that, okay, search for blah, blah, blah. All the information is just like Iron Man. You could feel that you really are Iron Man. And then we could also see that the next thing is we have some different interactions like gestures. So when you are doing some different ones, and this is just the same, when you use AR, you could also use this gesture to do the movements, including we also have some other different surprises. We have already mentioned about micro gestures. You know that when you like lift your upper limb, it's actually very uncomfortable. However, for Rokid team, for our hardware and operation, we could also like recognize micro gestures. You only just use like as if you are moving a mouse. You could like use it for 1 hour or 2 hours without feeling sore. I'm sorry, our demo hardware has not integrated our newest one. However, we have already prepared another batch of massive production for you in order to ensure this operation of the micro gesture. We could guarantee a lot of different things. Although we have one camera, however, the camera is with a 15 degrees downwards. This is the suggestion coming from a KOL, a player in the industry, suggested it to us, and then immediately we changed it to achieve this. So the KOL should also be here. I wonder, is the KOL here? Ranko, are you here? Okay, so you can also see for every suggestion could all be shown on our product. I welcome you to participate in our interview meetings, both online and offline. The next thing is actually I need to do it more lighter weight and then to make it more comfortable to wear. Of course, a lot of people are concerned, what is the future of Rokid? I think a lot of people are sharing with you. We only can do one thing, is actually it will make it lighter, bigger screen, and most importantly, Rokid, as I said, everything Rokid is doing is what we are doing, and we are saying what we are doing, and we will make it infinite and cut the line. Yes, this is in the near future, we will give it to you. So in the era of space computing, so first of all, for all the spaces could be like a display for you. We can also see that we have a picture here. So the middle one is particularly strange. It is an ultra-wide screen. And you all know that for ordinary physical screen, you could do a screen like that in order to show the way of space. When you enter this ultra-wide screen mode, it will be a 32 versus 9, like a yellow plus green screen. So you will be surrounded by a big screen. If you run a cloud computer, you will feel that, okay, your Windows could suddenly run multiple windows. You could just spread it all out. So I suggest that you could rent a cloud computer with higher performance to experience this. I write the code myself. I use this Linux Alibaba Cloud. I run VS Code and then to do the coding and compiling. I assure all the programmers that you will not be able to return to this original work environment if you try that. I assure you this is very worthwhile. If you do editing or multimedia processing, you need to have multiple tasks and windows to roll it out. Ultra-wide screen will be very worthwhile. If you see this like a 1, 2, 3, the second button in the middle, it will move to your eye tilted about 6 meters wide behind you. When you do that, you could imagine that. You don't need to imagine actually, because after this you can try it. We go back to information flow from web page to mobile phone to space display. This is the screenshot of our space search. When I search Rokid, so the most relevant information are on the first page. And then for the next layers are with weaker relevance, and it's even weaker after that. So when you select a picture, when you see a certain picture, for example, there are multiple videos. It's not possible to play all of them. It will be too noisy. When your eyes are fixed on certain picture, the picture will play by itself, and the rest of the pictures will be quiet. When you feel this is the information I'm looking for and I clicked it with my hand or with my mouse, all the information will be updated because of your choice, which is spectacular. I suggest that you must give it a shot. So in the future, live broadcasting, searching, recommendation, short videos will all improve in this way to have the comprehensive improvement. I believe this will become the default information display mode in your future AR mode. It's not like a sci-fi. It is just today. So the next thing for all the 3D photos and the 3D movies, you don't need to have additional processing. As long as it is played on Rokid's new AR studio, it is naturally 3D. So everyone in this, you know that we have a huge amount of 3D contents in the whole industry, but I'm sorry, except for the whole thing that could be shown in the cinema, they are all shelved. So now, no matter it's actually the 3D picture or 3D spatial video, it could all be played on Rokid Station. You don't need to do anything. They will recommending your format automatically. You don't need to do anything about it. It will be very easy. And then we also have, actually you could use this like this, the hand grip, and then you could also use this macro gesture, and then as I said, you only need to put it here. So if you are sitting up there, so if you put it on your office desk, and then you don't need even to lift your hand if you do that. So everything I said is actually for Rokid to apply our patent. Everything. We have already applied our patent. So this is the results of the last 4 years of the research. It's not like a once and for all and like we do it overnight. As I said, the industry has been so common in the 10 years, but no one is actually being lazy. Everybody is like really like working hard. So they are working to wait for the opportunity. So this is today. So the rest is actually, I would like to introduce this about the interaction with this head and hand. So you can see the vision flow is actually whatever you see, it would also directly go there. So for AR, we are also cooperating with the sensor company, the top eye movement company in the industry. Some of them are also here. We are cooperating with them. However, what we have been troubled is actually by the weight, power consumption, and the cost, etc. We have been constantly concerned about this. So for this VR era, because of the space, we could have enough space for a lot of sensors. But I said Rokid is actually moving as many sensors as possible. So today we use this interaction with head and hand. So the natural way of interaction is not look at one thing with a glance. Of course, when we pay attention to something, our eye will give it a glance first. However, when you look at something and focus on something, you definitely look at this with great attention. So because the glasses are actually light enough, and that you would not naturally feel the weight because this is already light enough. So you can also see that as long as your head is watching something, your hand would simply confirm it by a simple click. So let me explain to you, is actually we have already finished this technology for a long time, but Apple's Vision Pro has used this like a similar design. They use this eye movement, we use this head movement. I would like to say that great minds think alike. We only have limited good products and good ideas. So yesterday, a reporter came to me asking that whether we were studying, because no one can do so many things in such a short period of time after the release of Vision Pro. So now I would like to share with you, I think that in AR era, before this industry, we will have this VR or MR definition. However, after the release of Vision Pro, Apple directly defines this product as MR, as this AR. So that means that in the future, they only have AR. But AR has two technology schools, VST and OST. One is actually video through. This is actually with the camera to transfer things from the outside to be rebuilt in the display. Apple, Pico, Quest Pro are all doing this direction. I believe many big manufacturers are also following, because following Apple is everybody's inertia. Rokid, we never position ourselves as followers. Rokid thinks that no matter how crazy the world is, all people will not be willing to put everybody into a basket, into a wrap, a cover. So anyways, I think OST is the future, at least the future of most people. Since this is the future, why should we waste our limited life to make a intermediate thing? So from day one, Rokid was choose OST. However, OST and VST, we all have our own advantages. VST, we have so many different hardware. So this is actually quite bulky as a helmet. However, this is like a better alignment of spatial coordinates, and it has stronger immersion. You could have a better color reproduction because it's all digital. However, the cost would also be higher. For OST, is actually having very strong requirement for the weight and the comfort, because this is very small and very lightweight. So we have to make it everything very carefully designed. Every gram has to be calculated carefully. So my engineer, when they report to me, the weight unit is about 0.2 gram as a basic unit. So if it's more than 0.2 gram, you have to come to me and do the report. And of course, it will test the product even more, because you cannot do anything. You have to define the priority and the scenario and the information. Indeed, for this alignment of this information coordinates will be quite hard. Of course, some are actually with the naked eye, some are about this physical one for the digital one. So when I finally align on one person, if I change to another one, it's also have to realign that. However, this is quite comfortable. You can have more comfortable communication with the outer world. I hope from today on, from August 26th, there will be another choice in the world that is with OST route represented by Rokid. Everybody knows that OST, we have three, let me say it's actually for 3 or 2 as the routes. The first one is actually Google Glass, the earliest, and then is a HoloLens and Metric Lee. I think from today on, you could confidently say that the OST's leader is Rokid. Globally, we say that Rokid is the leader of AI. I would not say it's like a Chinese leader. Please pay attention. If you only are the leader in China, it doesn't mean anything. Okay, now let me show you the Rokid Station's latest AR station kit, the studio kit, including a Rokid Station Pro. It is using this latest XR2 plus GM1, but in the future we will constantly update the CPU. Is a Qualcomm's team here? Yes. I would like to thank Qualcomm's team. They really have given us great support because Rokid is everything on this OS level. Later, I would like to share with you, it's not just like changing the framework. It's not simply changing the SDK. It's not simply changing a skin, changing a design. It directly changes to the kernel, to the driver, to the service flinger, to this bottom, the deep bottom of the home framework. We have reorganized the whole information flow. So one camera to do everything. How to reduce the spatial computing cost and then this energy consumption. This is what we are doing for many years. You know Rokid's background. You will know why we are doing so many things here. You can see that we have already got this 9-axis MU sensor. Why do we need to do this all entity button, this real button? Because I would like to share with you that for a lot of scenarios, they wear gloves. At that time, it's unrealistic to touch that. For example, in polar region, industrial scenes where there are many greases, so we have this real button. We also have NFC, and about this information exchange and identity authentication, it could be done, of course. We have super big memory, and we all know that we have a very big camera for the station. Why we add another camera on there? Because we still need to have a better picture and higher quality of the image. And if you need that, it's even better. Let me emphasize, this is the result of the hardware design and it's also humanistic care. Why? Because we don't want people to take a picture secretly for others. So if you want to take a picture, please take the device to do this. So you can also see that when you see Rokid, we still are quite limited and restrained, right? We don't do evil. And of course, we also have like 7,620 of mAh battery, which is 6 hours of battery. So if you work at a full power, come to 6 DOF, the whole gesture and all the whole rendering, we could support 5 to 6 hours of battery. You don't need the computer. I assure you that I haven't brought a computer for a long time. I just write my codes here. When you get used to this 2 screens in front of you, you will no longer go back to your computer. Programmers must buy this, okay? For me. Okay, now let's come back to this Rokid Max. So Rokid Max Pro, I could say a lot of things. However, simply put, we have added one camera, just one camera, on the basis of Rokid Max. Maybe you don't understand why Rokid with another camera could do that. I've already said a lot of like predecessors or like some authorities, they have already saying that, okay, Rokid is bluffing. You cannot do that in one camera. Indeed, I'm very happy. it means that they think it's not doable. However, for one camera to do slam, it's already been for years. However, it's not on the glass. If you know iPhone, before LiDAR, they already have like AR kit. AR has been tried by Apple. Google many years ago already had an AR core. It's all based on one camera. Why? Elon Musk saying that as long as physically you can do that, it can be done. We also think like that. Although it took us for 4 years to do R&D, one camera to do that. Depending on what? It's not depending on sensor, it's depending on AI. So Rokid, huge amount of things are actually using AI instead of like what we call like a simple visual algorithms. So to sum up, I would like to say that in essence, I hope that for all the people you could understand that the message is like a systematic software company. So this is actually like a system operation software company, like a hidden behind the hardware. Why? Why should I do that? Because I still remember like back in 2007 on the press release by Steve Jobs saying that Alan Kai has also said one sentence saying that anyone who is strict with software and seriously pursue its own team should also make your own hardware, which is the characteristics of Alan Kay's era. In fact, it is not the case now. In fact, Microsoft didn't do that. However, Apple always sticks to that. You know, the era of Alan Kay is very similar with this because at that time there was not very mature, stable, and solid hardware to help us to realize the dream of our interaction. And then if you don't want to wait for others to do that, and then you cannot wait for others. So Rokid is a operation system software company hidden in exquisite and solid hardware product. I hope everyone will take it back with you. I also have many investors, and those who are going to invest in Rokid are also here. I remember that for the first time when we have this shareholders meeting, a lot of people ask me the question, what is Rokid? I say Rokid is a system software company. Everybody is very confused. However, 10 years later, if you see Rokid, everybody agree with this. We have worked so hard to make actually like a 70% of our engineers are software engineers. So we have like a AI algorithm, framework, structuring, image engine, and other different capabilities and ecological tools, etc. In order to explain the ability better, we invite Rokid XR Center, our Vice President, Mr. Wang Junjie, to come to the stage to illustrate for everybody.
感谢 Misa。大家好，我是 Rokid XR 中心负责人王俊杰。
Thank you, Misa. Hello, everybody.
刚才呢 ，Misa 介绍了
Rokid
计算平台的几大应用
Director. I'm Wang Junjie. Just now, Misa has already introduced several different scenarios of spatial computing platform, has also released what we have already seen about the hardware configuration. For this, a new AR space computing platform needs a brand new operating system. Now let's enter the world of UDA OS Master. So now you can see, first of all, we will enter a desktop space. And you can also see we have many familiar 2D applications, including Android applications and cloud computing, just like what we have seen before, like cloud computer. So I will start my whole day's business work. So I first turn on Ding Ding, and I would communicate with my colleagues and chatting with them and confirm the different tasks. And then about this multi-video ability of master, I also would turn on a music software to relax. And then I will open the cloud computer because I will enter the main interface of my work, because in the cloud computer, we could get a computer that will never be powered off and could be accessed to at any time. So we could enter the remote and the mobile office anytime, anywhere. So then I will set my screen to this ultra wide screen, 32 versus 9, just like this. This is where I do my office work. Isn't it great? But when I want to get a more immersive mode, I will go to this huge screen mode like this. You will find that for this super IMAX feeling, so in master system, no matter it is the multi-screen, ultra-wide screen, or big screen, is not our big difficulty. And with this spatial positioning, when you are chatting with your colleague to the left or to the right, you will find it's completely undisturbed. So except for that, because everybody knows that for master system is very powerful, because this is like a desktop space. We also can watch 3D movies and play big screen games. As Misa said before, I really like one function that is spatial search, which is used to view information and news, because for this a brand new way of organizing and displaying information will be very shocking. And we also can raise our left hand to look at our watch and look at the time and weather. In fact, we also have many practical tools. Then you can also see that Ding Ding, we have a colleague send me a relatively new AR application, so the master system could directly support the download of Ding Ding and install on Ding Ding. Now let's watch the video.
是不是很有意思？其实大家等会儿就可以在现场体验到。
Isn't it great?
那么在 Master 里面，刚才的 AR
And then later you could also experience it here. So for this master's AR, these are all like very immersive spaces. We also have like the space, and you could integrate with this hand interaction with that naturally. So for master's AR laboratory, we support education, exhibition, game for different application scenarios. At the same time, with our MRC technology, we could also like show that to our mobile phone to real time share with your good friends. So the next thing we would like to talk about this technology behind. So for master space, this is the operation system designed just for space. So it's about this interaction, demonstration, and interaction with that. We have done this redefinition for every single detail in order to have this very smooth system. The system is actually like a multiple, fast, and stable. As you have seen, that it supports multiple tasks. And then we also have like a 90 hertz of this high refresh ones. So when you like read the words, it has no flashing of the screen and no flickering. And then the next thing is actually, you know that it has to have this very timely response. So we also have this whole chain movement of that to reduce this movement. And then for this shaking, we also have this XR services to manage this information. So to have this separation and switching to be more smooth. So we also can see that for Rokid, this is with one camera. So we also have already got like interaction sensing, like a tie engine. And then for this core algorithm for SLAM and 3D gesture. So one is with this spatial camera to experience that. And then the next thing is with the 3D gesture, we will do this natural interaction. So depending on optimized algorithm and this Quantum XR2 hardware acceleration to make this a very good interaction and spatial sensing competence. We also have so many different details. So for all those details are all in our master's framework structure. We can also see the basis is fundamental stuff, and then in the middle is about this XR's competence and framework. And we have a huge amount of computing and software competence. We are open to SDK for developers and applications for different scenarios. So master is an open system, and we are also dedicated to create this open ecology. We also have this USR 2.0 SDK and some design standards in order to let the developers to create this very good feeling of this space. So in order to do that, we have very good development kit. So the XR XDK has some following features. First, we support the choices of 3 spatial modes. The first one is actually like 0 to DOF and 3 to DOF. And then it actually doesn't have this position. When it's 6 DOF, it means it's a very free spatial information. So for all these different spatial models, we also have like language and spatial video, etc. For all these different interactions could satisfy this diversified needs for the developers. The second thing is we support this atomic algorithm capability because we have unlocked this algorithm and SDK, which has the advantage that developers can focus on the content of their own applications. With the upgrading of the system, the performance could be naturally got. So the third is we support multiple collaboration of development tools because the system supports performance monitoring and then the debugging so the developers can control the content in real time. And of course, we also have multiple like ecologies, for example, just like we support this mainstream ones, and we also have MRDK API. And then the good thing is actually like the Unity ones. So this could like easily and rapidly to transplant the information and content to master's one. They could also have this brand new experience. At the same time, for master's system, we also have GSAR engine and some small containers. For GS developer, this is also a blessing because you could simply upload these scripts. They could have this very good demonstration of this small container. And then I have to say that most of the work is actually what we have created on this Unix SDK and for Unity engine. So we are cooperating with Unity for this deep cooperation. Now I would like to give the time to Mr. Li Pengpeng, the product and technical director of Unit China XR.
大家好，我是
Welcome,
Unit
Mr. Li Pengpeng.
那么接下来我给大家分享。
Hello, everybody. I'm Li Pengpeng from Unit. So now I'm going to share with you how Unity has supported XR developer and XR ecology development. As we all know, 2023 is actually XR's industrial prosperous development. We have seen a huge number of excellent equipments like Apple's Vision Pro and for Max Pro released by Rokid. Except for the improvement of this hardware performance, we also have seen some different interactions. For example, like eye tracking, posture recognition, OST, VST, etc. Because of these new hardware and the new functionality has laid a solid foundation for our XR industry. So Unity has cooperated with Oculus in 2013. For XR's technology has already seen more than 10 years of the time. So in the 10 years of time, we have created XR platform that is supporting all XR architecture framework. So XR developers can build multi-platform deployment at one time. In addition, when we are lowering the threshold of XR development, for example, we have launched some developer tools that could make XR developers get twice done with half the effort. For example, with mass for AR, VR, XR intelligent kit, etc. So for Unity, we also have this NGRP, URP. We also have done a lot of new functionalities for that. And we also have done some optimization of the functionalities. So now I will detailedly introduce all these. First of all, it is cross-platform. So for XR's cross-platform has always been a key to provide industry developers with maximum and flexibility of hardware. That is the reason why our Unity's development team is working hard to build abstract functionality instead of adapting to this platform API. Because of our abstract API, we have done our XR architecture. We also have invested a huge amount of manpower and resources to attract and adapt to more XR hardware manufacturers to join us. And then, except for that, we also actively support this open SR's standard. Based on that, we could make these industrial developers to use more XR helmets to attract more players, because XR's Unity's cross-platform, I can say it confidently, we support all the mainstream XR platforms so far. So except for XR's cross-platform, for the lowering of XR's development threshold, we also have promoted a lot of tools that are halving their efforts with doubled result. So we also have AR and intelligent kit. And then we also can see that with all these, they could confidently and conveniently to add some interaction with this XR or VR or AR. So in order to further lower our development threshold for our XR development, we introduced this visual programming into the development, which means if we want to add some complicated interactions to our XR content, we could use this visible nodes to do that instead of our traditional handwritten script, which undoubtedly lower the threshold, and then to allow more people to participate in the development of the contents for XR. So for example, let's see, I want to switch a material of my carpet randomly in my scenario. So I could definitely use this a node here instead of this writing manually. And then, except for offering them very convenient XR development tool, we also have the improvement of this image quality and performance. We also have done a lot of efforts. So currently, based on our pipes and then for different pipelines, so we also have some different functionalities, and we also have done some optimization. Now let's see that. So about this high temperature rendering pipeline and general rendering ones. So for this general rendering one, we have this Unity 2022.2 and above versions. We have improved this focus eye rendering and eye tracking. So based on this, we could use a very small GPU to have this a very good a very good visual effect with small GPU cost. We find that with PSVRR, we could have like 3 times the benefit than the previous one. And for this high definition rendering, we also have some new different functionalities, for example, like ThinkPass extension and tracking of the eye, etc. When we use that, we could use the NDRP to have this high quality XR applications. And then we can also see I have this pipeline of this high temperature rendering I would like to show you. Okay. And then, because of Unity's continuous efforts of lowering the threshold of developers and the cross-platforms and improvement of the quality to make all the developers can develop many high-quality, high-performance XR games or applications more efficiently. So now let's use a case. Okay, lastly, I also hope that all those XR manufacturers and our XR creators could join hands with Unity to create this new ecology of our XR industry. Thank you. So another big beard. I have already heard that opposite genders attract each other, but I didn't expect beards also attract each other. Hello, I'm Gary, the ecological director of Rokid. Thank you so much for the wonderful sharing from Mr. Lee. I also like to congratulate Unity for this releasing of this localized Unity engine. As the Unity China CEO Mr. Zhang has said, like Unity is the power. So I really look forward that in AR's aspect, Rokid could go with Unity to contribute more wonderful ecological contents to users. Speaking of ecology, since Apple introduced the application store, App Store, the software ecology has played an increasingly more important role in smart products. This is what Misa is introducing. We have Rokid Max Plus Station. We call it Entertainment AR Set. Since last October, we released that. We have already launched over 130 different applications covering movies, games, office, education, lab, broadcast, reading, etc., supporting all video applications and tens of thousands of games, and also supporting this innovative scrolling interaction to support Android mobile version and the pad version. We also have introduced this variety of exclusive applications of Rokid, such as customized Ying customized Bilibili, customized Wuying, etc. So we also have followed many popular hotspots and planned many wonderful contents to meet the current needs of users. Rich ecological contents provide users with a variety of choices. So no matter men or women or people of different ages could find their favorite contents and enjoy the convenience and excitement brought by technology anytime, anywhere. So in order to give better users experiences, we also opened the account payment with Ying and Suileyo, and we also have our Rokid's own exclusive super membership system on the 20th of May, including this video super member and game super member with the core boutique apps to integrate it with this member services as the exclusive membership. So when we promote that, we already have high recognition from the users, and large amount of users have already paid for that, choosing it. So here I would like to thank all the ecological partners who have cooperated with Rokid to accompany us and open up for new fields. We have made some new achievements, but this is just a starting point. We will continue to enrich the ecological contents and optimize the user experiences. Here, I'm also announcing that brand new upgrade of the ecology of Rokid Station. So first of all, we have already carried out the brand new version on the homepage. In addition to the original left and right expansion, we also have added a drop-down of the contents. On the homepage, we will also provide more recommended contents areas and active topics for users to choose from. Secondly, we also have added the special film and the television channels with a large number of movies, TV series, variety shows, animations like TV broadcasts and sport events. You don't have to look everywhere if you want to see something. The third, we also have added a special game channel, including cloud games, 3A masterpiece, local games, online games, classic simulator games, tens of thousands of games everywhere. Everything you can do that. So when you want to play games, you have station is enough. For this upgrade, we provide the special channels for users' favorite movies and favorite games to have one-stop content service, which will make the guidance clearer and make it more convenient. We will also introduce this new version of all the users on the 31st of August. Now let's return to the center of our press conference today. We say that for this AR studio with master system, and we are also prepared for this corresponding ecological content. Master is created for the space interaction. It is also naturally compatible with the Unity 3D application. We also have accommodated this 2D ecology of Android. So previous boutique applications on station could all be used here. So we have 4 major scenarios, namely movies, games, office, and education. So today, with our ecological partners, we have carefully created a number of Unity 3D applications that supports the 6 DOFers, and such as like fingertip wall, hand of God, dots, etc. So now let's watch it from a short video. And then I'm going to have some other partners to do this sharing in details separately. So today we also have some other videos that I'm going to play with you, which are all like created by our friends in the past few days. We have no other post treatment, and the key theme here is being real. So except for this Unity 3D applications, we also support some other Android applications like iQIYI, Tencent Video, Youku, Mango TV, Inniu Suileyu, and which are like very popular among users on the station. And of course, like this is not just about a entertainment enterprise, like a entertainment device, which is also a brand new productivity tool. So Ali Cloud, Wuying Cloud computer is also equipped with that to give you like a super large and super cool multitask computer. In the future, we will also have like Android and mobile and pad applications could be available here on our studio. I would like to thank all those excellent ecological partners for creating the first batch of ecological content on Master. Okay, thank you. I would like to say thank you all. Except for that, we also have one more thing to share with you for our ecology. Previously, Junjie has talked this JSAR engine for you. This would give this brand new fast application ecological content for Master. What are the advantages and value? There are three things. One is simpler development. Second, safer operation. Third, support multiple platforms. GSAR deeply embraces the web and its ecology. You can also use JS or TS to write 3D widgets and embed them in 3D space for Juda OS. And it also adapt this browser-like sandbox mechanism to isolate the program and the space at the same time. The users can use it with confidence. So GSAR widgets also can be run on multiple platforms like Unity, VS Code, web browser, and Rokid's AR devices, which are considered consistent on all the platforms. And then they could easily develop, debug, and distribute. So therefore, based on GSR engine, developers can quickly make short and interesting applications. They don't need to download, and they could just install by clicking and use. So now let's see some little application of this widget developed based on this engine.
OK， 是不是还挺有趣的哈？
Okay, isn't it interesting? Previously, maybe what I talked was a little bit dry and too technical, so I could explain a little bit more. 2 days ago, this Unity engine has also introduced that they could support this small game engine, which is also installed like a Kuaiyong. They could directly do this online installment. So for Unity's small engine, is actually used in this web environment to do this online operation. So JS is actually totally inverted. It could be put in this Unity space to do the operation. This is a very good complement. So before AR Studio is officially launched, we will also have some fast applications for everybody. And excellent ecological content depends on excellent developers. And then the results of our ecological content depends on our excellent developers and the achievements accumulated by Rokid. Last September, we jointly launched this first AR application development competition with co-hosts. So we gather some group of outstanding developers. This year, we have cooperated with Unit and people who play games. We also deeply participate in this Unity's development conference. And H2, we also have several salon or open day with Unity. I would like to give a preview that for September 2nd in Shanghai, for the open day, we also will go there. We sincerely look forward to have more communications for these offline developers and friends. So at the same time, we start from the idea that we should expand our ecology from the training of students for XR. So H1 this year, we cooperated with more than 10 different universities, such as Zhejiang University, Xiamen University, Chinese Academy of Fine Arts, Zhejiang Normal University, Nanjing University of Finance and Economics to carry out XR courses. So more than 1,500 teachers and students participated in this, and they have gained a deep understanding of this XR industry and mastered the initial skills. These are the pictures. when we did the course training in different universities. At the same time, we also have cooperated with those universities to launch that for our Rokid Lingjing platform to have this content contest. So have attracted 250 individuals and groups to participate. We have collected more than 100 brain-opening works. Finally, on August 5th, on the flagship store of Rokid, we have selected the top 10 winning works, which made us feel that the enthusiasm of college students for XR industry, and we also have seen their colorful imagination and amazing creativity of the students. Now let's have a short video to look at the winning works. Isn't it fantastic? So for all these works, they not only are very high in their aesthetical level, and then they are also having very high commercial value. In fact, many commercial projects behind us could also put their achievements and the inspirations into the future. So cultivating students is cultivating the future of XR industry. So into this year and next year, we will continue to promote the cooperation with universities to do some ecological and content training and expand of our XR industry. And we will also welcome all the colleges and universities across China to interact with us to create this joint future of the industry. After talking about so many, and I think maybe developers are probably considered more that how can we get started and how can we get services. Now I would like to tell all the developers, so for this brand Rokid AR open platform has already been launched based on master systems, and new SDK and development documents have already been offered online. And we have also opened this like a prototypes of this SQ device, and we have already opened the application for the prototype. We also have provided you the detailed video tutorials for the development. We could actually have the developers and engineers helping you hand in hand, how to do it, and then you can tell us anything you want to know or consult our developer anytime you have some problems. I would like to invite you that welcome you to come to our platform to explore what is the killer app of AR, and then to explore the users' favorite ones. Except for that, all the services, we also announced that we have this special developer support fund for AR, looking for excellent development team in the industry and helping the development of the team through investment. Because the AR industry, it is even later than VR. The industry is just in its starting point. And then Rokid is also a startup. We are not big. However, we use real money to promote this industrial ecological development. We are very determined to do that. Instead of waiting for the future, what about we create the future ourselves? Today, we also have with us part of this master systems first batch of ecological representatives to do this on-site sharing. First have with us XR's senior expert, general manager of China Mobile Cloud VR and Deputy General Manager of China Mobile Migu. Now let's give a big round of applause, Mr. Zhu Jiawei.
好，各位嘉宾。
Hello everybody. Good afternoon. I'm coming from Migu, China Mobile. I'm very honored. I think this is very lucky. It's such a coincidence because Misa's team are all wearing white and all the experts and partners are all wearing dark colors. This is a very good match. So I am from Migu, China Mobile. In this new products press conference of Rokid, we have a secret world based on Android development and product based on Unity's Excel products. Let's first look at why China Mobile started to do such a business of XR. In fact, it's based on a very simple logic. Just as Rokid is committed to make a more comfortable and more lightweight and spatial computing product that can be worn and used at any time, China Mobile hopes to use a unique and ubiquitous computing service. So the combination of that is actually what we call the cloud XR business. So since 2020, we have been committed to build a so-called consumer-grade XR product. And of course, the name is called China Mobile Cloud VR. However, we could be compatible with all those head-worn display sets. From 2020, you can also see that this whole development of the industry is actually experiencing some waves and ups and downs. Until now, for this XR's whole scenario, user is actually over 64 million, but the actual user is 130,000. So for this whole scenario is actually about mobile phone and television, including computers. They could all use some XR contents. So for this headset one is actually about 1 in 500. So we also hope to cooperate with them and then to make it better. So we also find that for this HMD's active user and then their active level is actually with a very high level. So this is with great potential. This is why we are doing that. And then for Migu, as a professional company that undertake the whole cloud XR strategy of China Mobile, it has also promoted this one of the 8 major products of there. What we are doing that is we are serving all these XR content creators, terminal manufacturers, etc. When we are doing the business and we could make the ecology bigger, this is what we are doing. Okay, now let's introduce our products. Our products are mainly from 2 different formats. So the one format is actually developed by Unity. We use that to watch movie. We call it a China Mobile Cloud VR. It will cover all we call naked eye viewing and HMD viewing scene. And then we also have some other scenarios to be based on games and applications. So it's actually, we call it a China Mobile pot. So for some different devices. And we have also listed 6 different kinds. This is what we are constantly doing for the contents. It's also showing some directions for our future development. This year, we will upgrade this whole classification of the content, including the construction of the content. In one sentence, in summary, we will be closer to the user's daily life scenarios. According to statistics, young and middle-aged users in China, except for all those basic time they spend on their daily necessity, they have their disposable time is about 5 hours a day. So for the 5 hours, actually the mobile phone could occupy most of the time. We hope that with interaction of XR, we could have, for example, fitness, meditation, or exploring, or watching sports games, watching movies and videos. It would all be integrated with this application combined with XR products. So we will also make the 6 categories in the content. First of all, it is based on the fact that everybody knows that the copyright of sports events of Migu is very high. So we also would do for this 8K live streaming, and then we would also have some other different film and television, drama and 3D films. We also expand 2 different categories of fitness and meditation to serve a business of physical health and mental relaxation. We also will do a script puzzle category. That is to say that a lot of young users, maybe they are more interested in this content of exploration. And now when everybody does XR, maybe you all know some very popular offline experiences. This is also featuring the exploration and the puzzle solving. like Mango, and then with Dazhentan, this big detective IP, to have already got this Super Brain Detective and XR game that we are very familiar with. This is our content. And then I would like to elaborate on that. First one is about this sports broadcast. So now the IP of here is actually quite complete, including 8 p.m. for this China's men's basketball team against Salvia. I also hope that you could try to use Rokid to see that, because I was deeply impressed by the experience just now, because when I first used the VR device, I used it for 4 hours in a row. After using 4 hours, I slept for 14 hours, very tiring. However, now I use a Rokid device. I indeed could have this Rokid device long-term usage without screen flashing and no outstanding effect. So for one sport competition, the use time is definitely far from just enough. And for this IP of a sports event, including the top level like World Cup, Olympic Games, the upcoming Asian Games in Hangzhou, and the CBA, WTT, NBA, etc. So these are all covered by us, except for all the broadcast of this full number of events in this big screen. We also would do this 8K panoramic production of these. So in addition to that, there are some other dramas and the movies. And then you can also see it's actually natural to have this split screen and this 2 sets of eyes. So we will offer more 3D contents to go to that. And they also include some like original 3D films, and also like a 2 to 3D content that we produce with some technical method. So previously we felt users might not pay too much attention to that. However, after time of this data and products online, 3D video is still like very popular among all the different users, including today's Qualcomm's colleagues are also here. Maybe they also have like a lot of naked eye phones and then pads with some different 3D display. I still think the glasses are the best experience, including the best terminal that experiences 3D video content. So for this high resolution of a 3D products, we will continue investment and the production. Next step is the language content. So in 3 different words, we say it's actually like a light tourism. That is to say, with our XR terminal, we could try to experience all those contents anytime, anywhere. It doesn't mean that it has this worse quality. So the main direction is we would integrate more knowledge attributes to make XR as a scenario both for individuals and families. For example, our parents can let our children learn more about some knowledge of culture and history and tourism, and to do some like voiceover. I also think that a lot of experts have already shared some family usage. We also pay a lot of attention to that. Except for this cultural tourism and history, we also are doing some live show and the concerts. We are already doing that in Chengdu, and we also hope to use some new ways to build this city's DNA in that, and we are already doing that. So we are saying that we are mainly serving these terminal manufacturers. We have already got a lot of different HMD devices covering a lot of mainstream formats. We also hope that we could have some more high-quality contents like Rokid. We could have this high-quality contents could be applied on these high-quality experiences. Maybe we have already done a lot of contents, and then the experience is very good. Like 2 years ago, we have already reproducing 8K to 12K contents with a better computing power, better hardware. These high-quality contents could reach users. Now let's review our cooperation with Rokid. Since December of 2011, we started to cooperate with the Rokid's AR team, and then at the end of 2022, we put this FIFA World Cup Qatar on these glasses. You could wear it and watch it anytime in July this year. We also have got like a newest device based on this single camera to do the spatial interactive experience. Based on this, we feel that we could bring this experience of XR to come to this newer level, including all those gesture adjustment, the adjustment of the distance, and the free definition of the best viewing angles, just like Gary. This is our partners, like the video shot by us voluntarily. Please help me to play it. This is our office. Mobile, cloud, VR, and gesture recognition are combined to create a fusion of technologies. Watch new different things quietly. So you could actually watch whenever and wherever you want. You can free your hands to master the right of play. So operate with your left hand, adjust the best viewing distance, and freely define perfect angle, and to multiply your different functionalities. A flick of your finger, you can have the panoramic view of all the different sports events. Innovate technology, imagine the future, enter a new experience level, and enjoy indefinite excitement. After watching this, I have two profound feelings. The first one is 5G signal of Shanghai is really good. You even can watch some videos like that in subway in Shanghai. And then the second one is actually the spatial interaction model based on this Rokid Master Studio. I think this really represents a new XR's direction. At the same time, it also solves many problems of traditional content transplantation. For example, the developers have mentioned about the text flickering. So this has puzzled us for a long time. We cannot solve that. So for VR products, what do we think is actually more like to reduce the proportion of the text, reduce that. But because there is like a highly refreshing scenario, and then we could have like a simpler application and faster ones. And we also can see that with this new device, with a new system, we could have more innovations. So I have several scenarios to share with you. The first one, we hope to have more multi-dimensional game data, including this sandbox of the game, and then the different score and the multi-channel live broadcast. And because of the adjustment of the different space of the screens, we could just add more functionalities in there, including like this 3D film and television. We hope to create a more personal home theater, which is more continuous. This is with our continuous effort. We have just started that. Indeed, we hope to create this ultimate experience of the source metaverse based on content, technology, integration, innovation. In a nutshell, we are willing to bring you into a more real XR space with our partners. Let's use XR to return to our real world and experience more innovation and creativity. Thank you.
谢谢嘉伟兄的分享。
Thank you, Jiawei's sharing. Actually, Migu, for many years, has always been investing in this XR ecology, especially about film and television and sports events he has introduced before. Except for that, in XR ecology, another important part is about game. So for today's, we have another game called War at the Fingertip, 指尖战争. It's very well done. If you have never tried it, go try it. So now let's have with us CEO of Rokid Technology, Huang Yanyan, to share with us the development history of this game for us all. Hello, everybody. I am founder and CEO of Rokid Technology, Huang Yanyan. So I would really like to thank Rokid and to give me the honor to stand here to share with you. I'm very happy and I'm also very honored. So the theme today is about like a very magic chemistry and a cross-industry cooperation. So why I say it's like a special chemical with Rokid is like a multidisciplinary development. I have to mention about the business background and some small stories with Rokid. Let me first talk about this business development background of us. So previously what we have done is actually based on this XR technology to face with this kind of like a high risk industries based on XR technology. We hope to commit ourselves to solve the pain point of users' lack of such situations in real. For example, like a compact and immersive practical ways. For example, we are faced with like a ministry, police, firefighting, emergency rescue, rail transit, coal mine, civil explosion, energy, etc. So we have like real person simulation of shooting and drilling, as well as technical training, and then for this warning and this education of risk, etc. This is what we did before. We are committed to use this super realistic working environment to let users to experience the actual real drill experience. And then our sparkle with Rocky is like this. Why we have this kind of like a emergence of this small game. So I have to mention some short stories between us and Rocky. The story even sounds a little bit like a love story. I myself have already fallen in love with Rokid products, and I have already paid attention to that, including in my team. I have mentioned for more than one time, saying that actually Rokid can do a very good ones. I paid attention to their Air Pro, Max, and then for this Max Pro. And I have also constantly, silently promoting Rokid products. Gary, you can consider giving me, right, to get some marketing fee for me? And until this year, until early days of this year, because we had some interest in the cultural and creative industry. So we would like to cooperate with Rokid, and then Rokid turned us down mercilessly, to turn down such a team that like you so much. And mid-July, Rokid came to me saying that we have a jungle activity, you can come here and play. So what they mean like play is actually literally like play. I mean that, okay, if we play something different. And then I came back to my team telling my buddies, saying that it's time to show them what we could do. So 20 days, we presented the game to Rokid. And then when we showed it to Rokid, Rokid saying that, wow. And then I successfully played myself to include myself on the stage. Okay, now I'm going to introduce the game for you. So for this game, for the design, we also have, based on this Max Pro's latest feature of the products, including its excellent spatial positioning and the gesture interaction, and then for this very impressive rendering optimization, including some different alignment of their betting and battling. This is actually like a AR real-time battle game. So the way of playing the game, the gamer could directly put on the glasses. They could see like this virtual chessboard, so they could play with other friends. You can see another picture with your counterpart, and then with this AR gesture interaction, you could finish the gestures like throwing to this chessboard, or putting soldiers there, or like having different skills to interact. So it's based on the spatial positioning, they could even change the height. They could play standing, sitting, squatting, whatever they want to play, they could do that. We also have included this game watching system. You can watch it from your computer or from your AR glasses to watch the whole process. And for this scenario of the game, we also have, because we really are into those ancient features, so for the design of this chessboard, we also have included this Chu River and Han border concepts, and we also have included some different concepts of the weapons and equipment in the ancient times. For example, like the shield soldiers, spearmen, archer, etc. And we also have included some different ancient elements in China. For example, elements of gold, fire, water, wood, and soil, etc. So how all the different kinds of arms and soldiers could interact and offset each other. So I would like to invite you to go out to do that. The reason why we could have the chemistry with Rocky, because we have the same philosophy, because one is we constantly explore new ideas, constantly explore and constantly innovate and constantly promote these new products and new value, and then we constantly stick to and break yourself, and then constantly stick to your own idea and targets. I think that with this constant collision of sparks and continuous cooperation with partners like Rokid, I believe such sparks could actually start a big fire. So I also hope that Rokid, for this product, they could have a very good market. I also would like to wish this Rokid Max Pro could have a very good sales, and also hope that for XR industry, with our joint efforts, it could be better and better. Thank you.
谢谢黄总的分享。
Okay, thank you, Madame Huang, for the sharing. So as Madame Huang saying that actually He is actually, they started to do this B and application. You also know that for 5 years ago when we had this first Rokid glass, we also started from this to B application. 2 years ago when we had this Rokid Air, we started to go to C and consumer era. So in the past 2 years, with the C and AR industry's fast development, more and more partners have already participated in that, except for Migu and He, the companies with certain scales. We also have a lot of very small startup companies, including individual developers. Now I would like to have the representative called 次元裂缝科考队. The literal translation is called Dimensional Crack Research Team. And they actually are with very small amount of head count. They all do it because of their own passion. So now let's have the initiator of 次元裂缝 to share with us his whole story of warmth and humanistic development.
大家好，我们是次元裂缝科考队一个。
We are an AR application development team with only love as our ultimate motivation. So one is AR fishing, one is AR tambourine. These are the two games we bring to that. We can also see that the development of AR has not realized the dividend for everybody. I constantly feel that actually for my older generation, like my parents or grandparents, cannot actually use and experience the app very smoothly. We often say that one of the great values of AR is spatial interaction, which will greatly lower the threshold of interaction. So maybe with the app interaction become very simple and natural, as simple as picking up a cup of water from the table. I think they could also enjoy the convenience. So I think of my grandfather, because I know that when winter comes, he cannot go out. I don't know whether you noticed or not, because many elder people can only stay at home because of cardiovascular diseases and influenza. It's very risky for them. So they cannot go to the walk in the park or play chess with old friends in the community park. Every winter, I see my grandma could also circle back and forth in the small living room to achieve his small goal of exercise. So I think maybe I could make a game for my grandpa, and maybe I could allow him to enjoy this heating, and then we could play chess on the table, play piano in the room, and fish on the sofa. So I was very excited, so I sent a message on Moments. And the next morning, Gary saw my message saying that, oh, this is very good. This is also in line with Rokid's idea of leaving nobody behind. So let's do a AR fishing app. So after 1 month, we have this. It's called 小锯钓. So we hope that the users can use their living room to have a pond of a forest in the living room, and then they can enjoy the beauty of these rooms while enjoying the fun of fishing. And the best thing is because of AR, so they can continue their own activity in the real world while doing this. For example, he can drink coffee, read a book, eat fruit, touch the cat, and watch our demonstrative video. So then, please allow me to introduce the second game. It's AR Tambourine. And we have introduced a new sensory dimension of the music game, the sense of touch in the real world. Simply speaking, they use the hand to beat the table to achieve the drumming. So with this very strong beat, when you beat the table, it's very unique and very pressure releasing, but it's actually causing your hands painful a little bit. I really would like to thank all those members. I said that we are not paid at all. We just do it because of passion. So I really would like to thank all my colleagues. Thank you them. They work in the morning and then do development at night. I also would like to thank Rokid for all this support and help. I also would like to thank all of you who are paying attention to and participating in AR on stage and in front of the screen for your attention and practice. Let's understand that you are not alone in the journey to AR. I wish you all a pleasant journey. Thank you.
谢谢浩轩，很有激情
Thank you,
的
Hao
分享
Xuan.。This is a very passionate sharing. Actually, just now Hao Xuan has shared with us some his own intention. That's the reason why AR could also choose that. We also hope that we could integrate the people, virtual world and the real world to be organically organized together instead of just like using this fixed screen to be separate. That's the reason why we do AR. So the mission of us is actually leaving nobody behind. We hope everybody could enjoy technology. We also hope that there will be more like humanistic thinking developers like 次元裂缝, some young people to participate in here so that we could be more confident about the future of the industry. In fact, for our first AR development contest, 次元裂缝 was the Silver Prize laureate. Today, I would also like to take this opportunity to announce that in another month, our second AR application contest will be launched in late September. Developers and friends are welcome to sign up. So please pay attention to our Rokid WeChat official account and open platform website. Okay, that's all. It's just like our C and ecology, as we all know, except for that. For B and we also have like years of accumulation and a lot of achievements, especially about a cultural tourism exhibition and curation. So Rokid has definitely been the leader of this industry. Now let's invite Chen Xi, the head of Rokid's Digital Cultural Division, to give a detailed introduction. Okay, thank you, Gary. Hello, I am Chen Xi from Rokid Digital Culture. Rokid Digital Culture is like what Mr. Dan said. So we are a group of people who take our interests as our career, and we take our hobby as our career together with partners. We have constantly been exploring the road of BN commercialization. From October 1st, 2020, Rokid first applied AR glasses to Liangzhu Museum. Until now, we have gone through 1,545 days together and served more than 100 cultural, museum, and tourism scenario. We uphold the value concept of letting people see what they should see and strive to carry out our mission. So Rokid is actually hoping to combine advanced technology with traditional culture, using AR technology to constantly change and enhance the experience of explaining and guiding. We are not satisfied with the status quo. Our production and research team and ecological partner have been always insisting on exploration on the road of innovation, hoping to unlock a brand new experience that has never been seen before with this integration of digital content and the real world. Today, it is precisely because of the birth of the AI studio, and Misa and Junjie have all talked about a lot of technologies. These technologies have formed an excellent product solution. They have turned our vision into reality. Let's watch the short video together. When we put on this Rokid AR glasses to go to this natural museum like that, it was like pushing open the door to explore nature. As shown in the video, the golden bone specimen of the biological display was given life, like swimming to us as if they are living. And then the right-angled stone, the dominant marine giant in Ordovician, can also be waved at once and moving away from us. This vibrating giant feeling is actually giving you the spectacular and wonderful experience. Makes you feel like you are traveling through time and space and returning to the prehistoric time. So all these can be realized based on the spatial computing power of Rokid. Because we have SLAM and VPS technology, it provides more precise and stable spatial positioning and the following ones. So to make as if they are really going there, and for this brand new 3D technology could make this digital content within our fingertip. And then for our partners in the ecology could make everyone to give full play to their imagination, to use this unprecedented experience to let them feel the beauty and power of nature. Except for all these applications based on this Rokid AR Studios spatial computing one, we could also change the traditional exhibition form and the limitations. We could break this physical limitations of that to get rid of this dependence of this traditional larger screen and use new experiences and new formats to present information. In the era of spatial computing, information transmission and emotion expression can be displayed in richer and more novel forms. For example, we could use our Natural Museum, Science and Technology Museum in public spaces, so more children who cannot walk into the exhibition hall can feel and experience, stimulate their curiosity. And we could also make more creative and art-loving people express their feelings through diversified exhibition. For example, like what we did together with our partners and our universities, not like that. We could also use this to lower the cost of this construction, to also offer them like a brand new upgrading of that, and then also some brand new opportunities. So AR Studios' value is also far from just that. So to make our spatial computing power could be applied to this innovation of the scenario and the model. So as a brand new technology, this is a new format of that. So compared with our traditional way of educating, so AR classroom could also make this abstract contents to be visualized, to use this more direct and vivid ways to show their teaching methods and teaching contents. And then we also can have this very safe way of doing all those experiments, and then to make this full of fun of the interaction of reality and of virtual creation. So make this to create their stimulated curiosity. At this time, some people may say that, oh, in order to realize, you definitely need to invest a lot of manpower and a financial fund. I have to say the process of content construction must not be and could not be achieved overnight. It must require us all together with our ecological partners, to work with all of us here to overcome the difficulties. As a platform company serving the ecology, Rokid will not only provide rich development kits of everyone, but also open more services to all the partners to reduce the cost of content production. Today, I'm also very happy to announce to you that our Lingjing platform is fully compatible with this AR studio. You only need 3 different steps. You could just share your QR code to your friends, to your partners, to let them put on this AR studio to experience your unique AR world. Using this Rokid Lingjing, you could create a more like a brand new ticking experience for more city landmarks. So today we also have created this brand new experience with Lingjing. In fact, when you come to the venue, you should already felt that there is a QR code, and everybody could try to scan that to understand that what is this a new way of doing the ticking of this spots. And then except for that, we also could give you all this openness competence to our developers. And here we are also showing that we will gradually to use this SDK to give more different service scenarios. We have already got this Ding Chao. So in April this year, we also together with our strategic partner Ding released a digital cultural wall. Ding has already got 23 million enterprise and accompanied the company to enter the digital era in all around way. It's our honor to innovate and win together with Ding. So now let's welcome Lin Feng, Vice President of Ding, to take the stage to share achievements of Ding has brought to the acceleration of enterprise innovation. Now let's welcome.
各位伙伴、各位来宾。
The partners, good afternoon. I am Ding Lin Feng. I really would like to thank Rokid's invitation. I would like to share with you our cooperation with that and then our reflections about AR and future. So Ding, we define ourselves as a digital technology platform to use our organization and business digitalization to help multiple organizations and businesses to step up this digitalization. So when Ding was launched during pandemic, a lot of small kids and students have given us very low points, very low comments. So however, with Rokid, this kind of 5-star partner, we hope to serve more businesses. In the past 1 to 2 years with Rokid, we hope to have a deeper experiences, even to B and to C. So in April this year, President of Ding, Ye Jun, has also announced that Ding was fully intelligent. This week in Shanghai, President Ye Jun of Ding also has announced that Ding has 17 different product lines and 50 scenarios connected to the big model. One model is I could use the magic wand of Ding. I wave it a little bit. I would have a digital employee immediately could help you to order our coffee, and then an order that after 10 minutes it was delivered to our venue. We also hope that when we put on this Rokid's glasses in the near future, we could gently use the gesture to order things, and then the coffee would be delivered to you immediately, no matter when you are in office or playing games. We think that AR, XR, VR can also bring some new experiences to the scene of to be and create some new productivity in the field of collaborative office. In 3 different aspects, we have also talked about the 3 different trends. One is to improve the cooperation with all the enterprises through narrative cooperation and provide this people-to-people, people-to-equipment, and equipment-to-equipment virtual reality cooperation. So we also can see that with the AR, it could precipitate and update more digital products for enterprises, and we could offer more employment opportunities and business opportunities. Based on that, on March 22nd last year, Rokid and Ding jointly launched this Ding Workspace. so that everybody could have a digital office space. So previously, in front of the computer, it was like a one notebook or one PC or one laptop screen. We also hope that in the future, because we wear AR glasses, and for every employee, for every student, when they are working, they have multiple screens in front of them, and then they could, like anytime, anywhere, to work. So this is like a pocket-size laptop. So we also have launched it in Dingding's flagship store last March, which is very well received. We also believe that every company's exhibition hall and every enterprise cultural wall could also be digitalized on Dingding. Last year, around August and September, we also got very touched by partners from Rokid. It took only 1 week from creativity to the polishing to the release of the prototype. So we have seen this passion, super executive power, super creativity to cooperate with us to promote this launching of the new product. In April this year, we also have jointly released this Dingding digital cultural wall. So in here, everybody can see that we use a lot of different hardware and interior design to publicize some excellent products and the company culture. In the future, we believe all these could be digitalized into soft interior, so they could also use this AR glasses and even mobile phones to experience the metaverse. Faced with future, for this software hardware integration, we think that for Rokid AR glasses, we hope that in the future, when we have like the glasses on us, we could see everything could be digitalized. For all the walls, for all the buildings could all be digitalized. They could all have their digital identity. They could also put their stories and histories could be better shown and then to interact with users. And then we also can see with the AR goggles or with mobile phone, you could also use a lot of contents to be interacted. It's not just about this sounds or videos. It could actually have more interaction with people and products. In the future, when we'll see brand new experiences, a brand new world, a brand new digital world by wearing AR glasses or using mobile phones. Okay, that's all from me today. Thank you so much. I hope Rokid would be better and better. Work with Dingding to create more and more innovative products. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for Lin Feng's wonderful sharing. Let's make progress together with Dingding. Dingding is actually building a nest to attract phoenix and create a win-win situation. So in the era of AI, and Dingding is talking about and thinking about AI, how to help enterprises to move together and toward a better intelligent world in the future. Now, at the same time, there are also some groups of people who are thinking about how AI and art interact with each other. Now, let's have with us Zhang Zihan from 1K to share with us how technology and art could integrate with each other to interpret reality. Now, let's welcome.
感谢 Rocky 的邀请，非常荣幸。
Thank you for Rocky's invitation. I'm very honored to come to here to do the sharing. And I think a lot of people who are familiar with us, they know that for our team, they have always been committed to developing this top-notch MR products. And then we have actually done a lot of different innovations and challenges. So in the whole process of exploration, we find that MR is actually a very comprehensive concept, which connects people and technology like a bridge. For this, we find that no matter you are making a business model or developing a good product, we definitely need to stand at the two sides of the bridge to thinking that the integration of technology and culture, what is the final result? And then more direct feeling is when you are taking a group of very interesting artists and some particularly stubborn technicians. When you form a team, you will find that the things will be more interesting and more challenging. Why? Because when you find that when everybody is talking about the same thing, however, they are speaking totally different languages. At that time, you feel very proud. How come you could bring such a different group of people together? However, sometimes you also find that the best idea comes from such a moment. Why? Because they give us a brand new thinking angle. That is, if a brand new technology appears, what different experiences would it bring to our users? And at the same time, when we want to realize a specific effect, what kind of technology we need to do that? We need to show that. So this also lays the foundation of the development based on this real needs of the real users to satisfy their better expectations, to offer better experiences. At the same time, we are also not hoping to stick to any forms, any processes, because we are faced with a brand new era with new technologies emerging every day. So we must make innovations, change brand new business model, and create brand new ecological experiences while coping with challenges. And then the appearance of Rokid's AR studio definitely have shown us a brand new future. So now we would like to talk about 3 different aspects: cultural, tourism, sea and ones, and to talk about some explorations we have done. First one is about cultural tourism cooperation. What we have been asked the most is our scenic spot is so good, our cultural relics are wonderful. Why do we need to wear a pair of glasses? Because previously it is true that the glasses played a role as more like a guidance and interpreting job. However, with Rokid's AR studio, it has actually completely overturned this previous experience, which leads us into the new world of virtual and real integration. So now let's use this grotto art to see that how this new technology could connect to the past and the future for us. First, for the need of cultural relic protection, we will find that there will always be like a warning bar or like a glass box to prevent you from going there. Every time when I see that, I feel like inspired more to touch that. However, with this AR gesture system, we could completely touch that. Not only that, we could also zoom in and zoom out to see all the different details. I think it is very important that from this perspective of user experience, it breaks this psychological barrier between us and the cultural relics, and it narrows the distance between us and the cultural relics and the artworks. So this is how it changes the present. At the same time, many grotto arts have gone through thousands of years, and then its statues have already been damaged. At the same time, the pigments are all basically invisible. In fact, our cultural relics protection workers have spent a lot of effort to do research. However, there has not been a suitable means to show their research results under the condition of deliberately destroying the current cultural relics. So now we could use the AR Studio. It's a very good wide angle, high brightness, and high color reproduction. We can have a chance to really see the broken statue being restored and then give its original color back. So this is actually restoring the past. And then you can also see that everything lost in the end, in the past, is actually definitely like a part of the history. So with this newest SLAM and VPS, and we could actually take this grotto as a stage to show the feeling and emotions engraved by the ancient people, to use the modern way to show that to modern people, which could allow our cultural charm to be continued in the future. At the same time, based on this commercial space, we are also thinking that what kind of interaction and interesting chemical reaction could be brought by like MR and AR. We also hope that we could just use the theme to restore some extinct creatures. This is the first ever interactive MR film produced in China. We also hope it could be exhibited in many commercial spaces so the users can freely explore and experience all these. For the first step, for our choice, we choose a dinosaur as a theme because we have noticed that a lot of museums and a lot of theme parks, they all have some mechanical dinosaurs. So we are thinking that how can we make it like exceeding the current experience? So we use AI to be included in the dinosaur system to make it freely move by itself. It could really simulate that, for example, in a natural museum or a environment, we observe a wild animal, how it would react to us, and also use AR Studio, this powerful computing power and a flexible freedom. We could freely interact with dinosaur. This experience is absolutely beyond all the previous types of products. At the same time, we also have added more plots. So it's not just like a watch or like an educational entertainment. It's more like a movie. So you can't help but interact with them while watching, and you can get a lot of family happiness. Finally, we also focus on our C-end products. We are thinking that MR actually provided a very powerful interaction and experience of virtual and real integration. So in this end, we also hope to make a game product so that it's not only an adventure in your virtual world, but also it can create a unique feeling for you that have never been seen in the reality. We also hope that the players can define all the plots and story development by themselves with high freedom. We call it like Code C. So this is actually talking about as a boxing coach trained a mechanical girl in the MR world and become a boxer. Different from the traditional virtual human products. And then when we develop this product, we have added like a large language model and an AI voice system combined with a gesture interaction like our AR studio, our hand gesture, and it could also allow us to interact with virtual characters and virtual objects in real space. At the same time, we have also added this local knowledge base, so all the language and behavior of the player could all affect your role. So each player can create your unique role that belongs just to you. At the same time, with a strong portability and high battery life, we also can change the space of playing to anywhere and any place. We can use the park as a training ground to train your character into a super fighting machine. At the same time, you can also interact with him in the coffee shop to make him your life partner. It all depends on you. Lastly, I would like to introduce ourselves. Our name is called 1K, dedicated to the development of space computing and the operation of virtual space. Our team is a group of very interesting artists and technical people. We hope that through the integration of art and technology, we can open up new commercial space and model and create works that lead to the trend of the time. I would like to thank Rokid AR Studio to have this opportunity to face with this future challenges and unexpected unknown stuff to create brand new
子涵的精彩分享。
Thank you, 子涵, for the wonderful sharing.
让我们看到了我们的生态伙伴
shown us our partners in the industry. So it has shown us their reflection about the consumption scenario and commercial value of spatial computing. I also like to thank all the ecological partners who accompanied Rokid. Again, I hope that we could explore more spaces together. We could use the AI Studio and Lingjing to make technology and culture more integrated and virtual and the real world more integrated. As the leader of the AR era, Rokid's Explorer at the B end does not stop here. Now let's have with us head of Rokid's automobile industry, Shaohua Qiang, to share with us spatial computing to empower automotive marketing for everybody. Now let's
大家好
Hello everybody.
大家好，我是 Rokid 的邵华强。
Hello everybody. I'm Shaohua Qiang from Rokid. For here, I really would like to thank Dan and Luo Zong. I am also responsible for our international business. I really know that how hard last year was, but we really have done that. We have built the world's most advanced AR entertainment kit, and we have led this new consumption experience in this AR era. I also would like to thank Dan and Luo Zong's team. Let's keep our journey of serving 3 billion users around the world. Later, I invite all the guests could also come to our booth to experience our new product. Now let's come back to our new theme. As we all know, China has the biggest automotive industry in the world, and this is also like the fiercely competitive one. Every OEM is thinking, how do we innovate? How do we create a new experiences? So that's a chance for us. Rokid is very honored to grow with so many excellent car companies in China and create ultimate car AR experience. So what you see is actually the Li picture taken by these users, and these are actually like polished by us. But you can see that the users condition is actually very pleasant, very relaxed, very elegant. And recently, they also have put on them like our Rokid station. So for all the different owners of Li, they could experience our car entertainment experience. Not only like that, we also have like a 极客领跑, Fei Fan. They all have cooperated with us. And then, except for this, I also would like to share with you another one is actually 极悦. Maybe this brand is so new. This is actually under Jili. It's actually a intelligent robot brand under Jili. When they choose to cooperate with us, what do they want to solve? Through a lot of communications and interviews with users, we find that the users have a lot of pain points when they try to buy a car. I would like to share with you 3 things. The first one is actually I cannot understand them. So we can see that actually a lot of OEMs are talking about like a multiple link and etc. It just confuses people with all those jargons. And then dual lever, etc. So the second thing is actually you cannot see completely. When we go to the mall to see the cars, the mall is actually very small. It's not my ideal model and I cannot see the color I like. So when I cannot see my favorite color or when I cannot see the model I want, it's actually making them lose the interest when they are very excited to go there. So the third is actually they feel very tired. And then most of the consumers have to go back and forth to the Ford store to buy that and get some information. At that time, they are not only feel tired mentally, they are also physically tired. So today I'm very happy to announce you that with our AI studio, just like the picture has seen, for our intelligent car checking has come to this spatial interaction model. So for all the 3 pain points, we have created all the 3 key tools. The first one is actually magic hand and clear eye and moon mirror. So they really sound awesome, right? Maybe you feel curious, what are they, right? So please help me and do it together with me to reveal the mystery. The first one is called 魔法圣手. It's called magic hand. My favorite poet Xu Zhimo has said that when you wave your hand, you are not taking anything with you, not even a cloud. So today with our magic hand, you can show your magic by just waving your hand. When you come to this AR Studio car store, you just put on your glasses and wave your hand. You could change the color of the car, the change of the wheels, and everything is just within your several waves. So it's interesting for you. Second one is about this transparent magic eye. Does it make you like think about this Chinese song saying that give me a land of discerning eyes, let me see clearly what is the car? So now with this AR studio, we can give every consumer this transparent eye to see through everything. For this complicated information, we could use this 3D dynamic way to show that. We could see that, okay, when you look at it, it moves. When you see that, you can understand. And then for this Michelson and everything, what do the jargons mean? As long as you just give it a look, and then you would understand everything. So it means that wherever you don't understand, you just see that. The last important functionality is actually this moonlight mirror. So to help you to drive. In order to help consumers to see the cars in the most comfortable and convenient way at home, we are building a larger car library with many OEMs, including many guests who are coming from like Ferrari, Lotus, and etc. So for all those consumers, we will allow them to like stay at home to have this one-on-one look at everything. So it's 100% of the imitation of the real car. So to help you to save your time, save your money, save your energy, to have this multi-car comparison. So that's all for our like a entertainment solution. So for the offline, friends could go to the interactive booth in Chengdu. So I think starting today, not only like global car companies in China, they could embrace this advanced protective forces, space computing, and AR studio. And I also very much look forward to creating new cooperation scenario for our cooperation with outstanding car companies to make a brand new era of how to sell the cars in a era of AR. Thank you. Thank you, Huaqiang, for this wonderful sharing. Just like cars, a lot of companies are using digital transformation as a major strategy of the company. So it is a trend to accelerate the transformation from digital to intelligent ones. So now let's welcome Jiang Weijian, this product line director, to share with us how do we use these intelligent changes that spatial computing has brought to industrial enterprises. Now let's welcome.
大家好我是 Rokid 企业事业部的姜伟健。
姜伟健 from Rokid Enterprise Division. So just now our other guests have already shared some wonderful applications of spatial computing in other fields. Now, as the industrial people, let's see that how Rokid has done some efforts in industrial field. Spatial computing plus industry, what could they do? How can we make the wonderful chemical reaction between the space computing and our industry? How to realize this application of space computing in our industrial field? So, as a pioneer of AR field in China, we have been thinking about that. And after years of development, we can proudly say that compared with our starting point, for us now, I have already got a very, very big progress. So with the technological development, our life has seen great changes. Previously, when we wanted to buy things, we need to use cash. And then we also need to take our purse. So with this large amount of payments, we also need to swipe our bank cards. So now we only need to have a small smartphone. In the past, we had to carry the key. For safety, we have to lock our door. If the key was dropped, we will be very troubled. But now, what we need is just like a smart door lock, which could solve all the problems, like I just mentioned. We could already see that compared with the past, everyone's burden has been alleviated a lot, which is actually the change and charm brought by science and technology. So our frontline workers are also like that. Actually, because I came from a mechanical background, so I really understand. For this daily operation process, our workers could carry out a lot of work. They need to have a lot of different tools, including notebooks, pens. Sometimes when they are faced with more complicated tasks, they have like a PDA or walkie-talkie or some sketches. These are very heavy ones. Now, with the help of spatial computing, our workers only need to wear a set of spatial computing AR glasses to just do their work with lightweight. So this not only reduce the risk of them forgetting about something, and because they also have lowered their overall weight, they also have this significant improvement of their efficiency. So for Rokid, we have applied it to two different aspects. The first one is we put spatial computing to build a super worker of the industry. Now let's watch a video.
OK， 大家能够看到，在空间计算
Everyone can see that with the help of spatial computing, every worker can accurately complete his or her work according to a real-time and visual guidance, because no longer they need to use their hands. Every worker has a higher degree of freedom using our spatial computing ability. Everyone can solve some problems independently through the operation guide on AR glasses when faced with more complicated problems. Except for that, they could also use this AR guidance to call remote experts to minimize the potential risks of daily operation of enterprises. The second aspect, except for human-oriented, we also use spatial computing to help our enterprises to build their own super factories. Please watch the screen. And then from here, we could also see that for all the production lines have already realized this real and virtual world integration and interaction of the spaces with spatial calculation and computing. They all have greatly improved its efficiency in all aspects like information acquisition, danger warning, manufacturing, and visual training. So here in this jungle, we are faced with our industrial client. We have released this latest product architecture, taking the lead in launching a brand new 3+3+N model that is 3 major products, 3 major industries, and end user scenarios. From the upper application to the bottom hardware in the world, Rokid has always played the role of a fighter so that spatial computing can provide a greater value for the target consumers. Finally, please allow me to draw a full stop for this link with the mission slogan to make collaboration easier and work easier and collaboration more efficient. Thank you, Wei Jian, for this wonderful sharing. That's all for Rokid's B and spatial computing's commercial realization and exploration. So Rokid has always been thinking, how can we lead the industry from professional scene tool of AR to this personal big screen experience to finally enter this AR with its natural of personal computing platform. In the end, we will still invite Misa to come back to the stage. Give the stage to Misa. Now let's give a big round of applause to welcome Misa.
这个到了最后的环节啊，比较简单，就是我返场就一个。
It is the last stage, which is very easy to release the price. As we all know that in order to do a complete set of products, and they have already shared the price, which is about 25,000 RMB for this complete AR product set. So what price will we be for Rokid? So we also hope that, I hope that everybody could enjoy AR better. So this is our mission. I will announce the price. So Rokid Max is 4,999 RMB. So Rokid Station Pro $3,999. Okay, so here I would like to say that just now for this Rokid Station Pro and Rokid Max Pro is actually called a Rokid AR Spatial Computing Kit. I would like to give you a surprise. So Rokid Station Pro are compatible with this previous Rokid Max. So all the current users of Rokid Max can all enjoy like a wireless unlimited big screen and then unlimited searches, except for like a 3D like a dimensional gesture. Except for this, everything is compatible. And therefore, from day one of our design, we saw that when you use this Rokid Pro, you could still use it like a big computing platform to use. Thank you so much for coming to this venue, and we welcome you to really try it carefully and experience carefully to enter our experience area to have some final trials and experiences. Thank you.